Andrew, congratulations for pulling off this blockbuster trade. What has the last 24 to 48 hours been like for you?
Good question. Thank you. It's been a real frenzy. It's been chaotic. There's been a lot of ups and downs, but really glad we got to where we got to, and really excited about adding two impact type players like Trey and Max, and now can't wait to hibernate a little bit.
And what do you see that Max Scherzer brings to this team?
Obviously he's done it all in this game. He is, on the Mount Rushmore of pitchers in terms of what he's done in the regular season, what he's done in the playoffs, and adding him to our mix, creates a lot of rotation depth and options that, we feel like we're going to be important to help navigate the rest of this regular season. And, Danny Duffy also adds to that as well, probably not until September, but we appreciate that a lot of things are going to happen between now and the end of September, and without August trade waivers anymore, we wanted to be aggressive and add some impact type talent. And, sometimes it doesn't work out, but fortunately this time we were able to line it up.
And what can you say about the addition of Trea Turner?
He's a dynamic player. He contributes value in all aspects of the game, and we are really excited about adding a right-handed bat that is as dynamic as he is. And Doc will have fun trying to figure out where to slot him in the lineup, but adding him and just the length it creates in our lineup, the foot speed it adds to our lineup is something that we've kind of been lacking the last 5, 6, 7 years. And so to add a dynamic speed player like that, I think will create even more options for us, which is going to be fun for Doc and the staff.
And yesterday news broke about the acquisition of Danny Duffy. What role do you see him taking when he's healthy?
Danny's a guy that was very high up on our list coming into July. Obviously he had the injury setback. So right now we're just excited to get him over here and evaluate where he's at and figure out, through this progression, what we do. And, ideally he keeps feeling good and the trajectory is such that we can build him up to be a starter. And if not, depending on what we learn over the next few weeks, we feel like he can impact us out of the pen as well. So we're not sure at this point. We really like the arm talent and feel like he can slot in October and really help us in our pursuit to win a championship.
And have you had the opportunity to hear from any of the guys and get their reaction on everything that's happened in the last 2 days?
Yeah, we've gotten a number of texts, and guys are really excited. Obviously, Scherzer was someone that people expected to move, and I know a lot of our guys were hoping that he would end up being their teammate. And so I think by adding him and Trey, I think it provided a little jolt, but probably a better question for those guys.
And what message does all of these moves that you all made, what does this send to the National League West and to the fans?
I mean, I feel like we had a championship caliber team before this, with the group of talent we have, with the guys who are coming back from injuries. But, whenever you're in position to win a championship, and you have impact type players that you can add, our mindset is to be aggressive on that and, try to balance the today and the tomorrow. And, some of the times that we've balanced the future has put us in position to be able to do this. And so, from our standpoint, we're always going to be aggressive to try to win. I think Mark Walter has demonstrated that at every turn. And so for us, we feel like it just kind of fits into what we've been saying kind of throughout.
Next question is from Juan Toribio. Go ahead.
Hey, Andrew. Yesterday there were reports that Scherzer was going to go to San Diego, and then Turner kind of came out of nowhere. When did you kind of feel that this is a realistic possibility to get both of those guys?
I think Wednesday, I got to remember what today is. Today is Friday. So I think Wednesday afternoon, we felt like there was a real chance. Wednesday night, we felt like there wasn't much of a chance, and we're kind of focused more on Max. And then Thursday morning, that kind of changed. Again, kind of speaks to the roller coaster ride that is the trade deadline. But there were definitely a lot of ups and downs. But I think once we got into Thursday, we felt pretty confident we were going to be able to figure something out. Obviously there were challenges along the way, but couldn't be happier about where we are right now.
And obviously, you guys have a pretty good shortstop right now, back today. But where does Trea fit? Is he second base, center field, shortstop? How do you see that playing out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Trea's going to be a little delayed joining us. We feel like he's one of the premier shortstops in the game. We feel like Corey is one of the premier shortstops in the game. Fortunately, we have two of them. I don't know yet. I mean, from our standpoint, we have yet to be healthy as a group all year. So it's a little silly to speculate that when we're healthy, what do things look like? We have yet to really be that all season. And so hopefully we are. It'll be a really good problem to have. But as soon as Trea is able to join us, we'll sit down eye to eye and talk through things and work everything out. And I think the most important thing is that everyone's mindset is on how do we go about, winning a championship in 2021. And so, we'll figure that out. As we gain clarity on that, obviously we will share that.
And everyone likes to talk about the bullpen, especially Kennedy. Was that kind of a market that you guys kind of tapped into, trying to add some help there? Just things didn't work out, or what do you kind of feel like the state of the bullpen is right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had conversations. Sorry, I think Juan Dorado just muted me. I don't think he wanted me to answer that question. I mean, we had a lot of conversations on a lot of fronts. Some things that obviously worked out, some things that didn't. We feel really good about the pitching depth that we have in the unit that, in an ideal world, we're able to go into October with. Getting Corey Knievel back soon is going to really be a shot in the arm. And, hopefully we can get Duffy, and what that does with our starters and or bullpen, we'll figure out. But, we feel like we've got a pitching staff that is very capable of, keeping run scoring low and give our really deep lineup a chance to score more than we allow.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Yeah, Andrew, how did the standings in the NL West and your place in them affect your decision-making at this deadline compared to others?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a factor. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. Reminds me a little bit of 2018. Kind of similar-ish place and approach. And so, obviously, when we can get to July and have a comfortable lead in the West and can focus on levers to pull to help our playoff team, that's ideal. And certain times we're not in that position. And so, right now we've got to really think long and hard about August and September. And so that definitely played a role in this for sure.
When are Duffy and Turner going to be available?
On Duff, not sure yet. We're excited to get him with our guys, and he'll be in Arizona this weekend, and we'll get him with our training staff and just start monitoring and be a part of his progression. We're not going to put a timetable on it because we don't really know. And if things are going really well, we'll be able to kind of build them up and stretch them out. And if things are a little bit slower, then it may be shorter bursts, and we'll kind of read and react based on how he's feeling, what he's up to. But the eye towards October with the weapon that he could be for us was definitely a strong factor.
And Turner, when do you expect him to be available to play?
I'm not sure yet. I think, we'll continue to read and react based on the situation. I know he's chomping at the bit to get out here as soon as he can. So as soon as he's paid to do so, I know he will. And as we learn more, we'll share that.
Does he have to quarantine for a specific time, or is it a number of negative tests that are the key?
There is a test and time component. But I learned all of it yesterday, and my brain is kind of mush, so I don't remember exactly.
Go ahead.
Hey, Andrew. I mean, obviously, even going into this deadline, you guys were already in a position where you had sort of blown past the luxury tax and payroll was up there. I mean, was that sort of a case like you guys are already past this point? You might as well keep pushing in when you have a guy like that available?
Yeah. I mean, I think, Mark Walter has demonstrated at literally every single turn his commitment to winning. Obviously, like I said, in February, when we talked about this, we don't look at payroll and on a 1-year basis. Yeah, I mean, as we talked about in February, we view payroll over a multi-year period, and some of the things that we've done in the past help put us in this position. Some of the things that we will do in the future will help with this, and so, from our standpoint, it's about, maximizing our odds of winning a championship whenever we can. And again, Mark Walter has demonstrated that at literally every single turn. And so this is just yet another example of that. And, we'll figure it out as we get to the off season, hopefully with champagne-soaked eyes.
Next question is from Mike DiGiovanni. Go ahead.
Andrew, there were reports midday yesterday that Scherzer might be close. They might be close to a deal with the Padres. Did that change bearings or the nature of your talks with the Nationals at all?
Not really. I mean, we were pretty engaged at that point. It definitely spooked me for a second, but I feel like things would have been playing out differently if that were the case. Definitely got my attention, and my heart may have skipped a beat or two, but kind of quickly came back to where the conversations were and where it was trending and what was going on, and that helped.
Was part of your motivation keeping Scherzer away from the other two division rivals?
I mean, for us, it was about adding impact talent. It's definitely an added bonus, but not the driver. The driver was, adding two guys that we feel like are this impactful and what it does for us this year, and at the very least, in Trea's case, for next year. And, the added bonus is that reportedly the other teams were looking at them as well.
Got time for a few more. Go ahead, Alden.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead, Alden. Sorry, just two more questions.
Hey, Andrew. Just wanted to circle back because you seemed a little bit vague on who would play where. At the very least, would it be safe to say that
was intentional.
Given that Trea is no, I gathered that, but in an attempt to narrow it down a little bit, given that Trea is the one that has the positional flexibility, would it be safe to say that if somebody's going to play somewhere other than short, it's going to be Trea and not Corey Seager?
I mean, again, for us, we want to sit down and talk to Trea face-to-face and kind of go through things, and we'll know a lot more about where we are health-wise with our position players. It's something that when we have answers, we'll share it, but we would want to talk through everything with Trea and have a lot more information when he joins us of what things look like, and then obviously we will share that.
Last question is from Gary Osborne. Go ahead, Gary.
Andrew, what are the measurements at 37 years old on Max Scherzer that still tell you that he's one of the elite pitchers of the game, either tangible or intangible?
I mean, I think the stuff obviously is elite. The compete, you can just watch him pitch. Even a casual fan can watch him pitch and see how much that stands out, just how much he wants to win and the way he battles on the mound, pitch to pitch, and always seems to put his team in the best position to win games, which is what this is all about. he's one of the best pitchers of our generation. Is tested in October and is very hungry to win. Excuse me. And is very hungry to win another championship.
Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, everybody.
One last thing I'd like to point out is a major hat tip to our pro scouting department, our international scouting department, our amateur scouting department, our player development group. The number of trades we've made in recent years and the young talent we've traded away, some of the players we've acquired that have helped us do different things, it shouldn't go without notice of what an unbelievable job those departments do. And for us to still have the farm system depth we do, to have the current team and the future outlook is solely because of those guys in our baseball ops group and our analytics group. And I just can't say enough about those groups and how well interconnected everyone is, and has put us in position to be able to do something like this in a way that, wasn't totally reckless.